This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening to everyone present for the session. Is my voice audible to all of you? I just want to ensure.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So in the previous session, we had passed purchase vouchers, both the intrastate and the interstate supplies, along with a debit note, and then we had proceeded with the sales vouchers, intrastate and interstate. Interstate, we are yet to proceed with the further entries. But before proceeding with the further entries, I just want to make sure that is it clear until this stage, or any concept is left in confusion, you're not able to get any entry, or you have any clarification, let me know so that I can proceed with the next entry under sales vouchers. Is everything clear? So I'll assume that all the concepts are clear for all of you. So I'll proceed with the next set of entries under sales vouchers. Yes. So we had passed the first entry in the previous session, sold 20 numbers of Vivo mobiles at rupees 10,000 per piece to Archana Traders Vizag, which was an interstate outward supply. Yes. So where we had created a ledger for Archana Traders, and we had made sure to change the name of the state from Karnataka to Andhra Pradesh, and then the sales voucher had been passed. Now we have the second entry where the company has sold 5 IFB washing machines at 25,000 per number to Kelvin Electronics, Surat at 18% GST. So company has sold how many here? 5 IFB washing machines at 25,000 per number to Kelvin Electronics, Surat. Right? So let's pass this entry in the sales voucher under interstate outward supply. So please log into your companies. Okay, so we'll go to sales vouchers here. Yes, we have F8 sales voucher. Now here we'll create a party ledger in the name of Kelvin Electronics. Number sundry, debtor. Now Kelvin Electronics is placed where? It's in Surat. So which state we have to choose if it is Surat? What could be your answer? Is there any difficulty in joining for the session? Let me know. Please don't unnecessarily unmute yourself. There will be a disturbance for the session. Yes, make sure all of you have joined. Please do mute. Preksha J has not muted. Please mute Preksha. Because the session would not be cannot be taken smoothly. Preksha J, please do mute yourself once you join the session. Okay. So here for Kelvin Electronics, we have to choose the name as state name as Gujarat. Okay. So choose the name of the state as Gujarat. Okay, so regular, enter, accept the ledger. Delivery note details I have told you how it would appear. Then we have the party details, so press enter. And here we have the sales ledger account. So here you have to choose sales account. And here, which is the classification to be chosen for a GST classification? Space bar. For an interstate sales taxable sales supply, we choose the same classification as interstate sales taxable, since the product which is being dealt here is IFB washing machines. Yes. Now, spacebar if we press, now there is a small twist here. Here we have Whirlpool washing machines, Vivo mobiles, Shakti camper tablets, Petrol, Logitech printers, Dell computers and all that. Now here, do we have the stock item as IFB washing machines? I'm not carrying the stock. The stock item has not been displayed as IFB washing machines. So what should be my next step? Can I sales voucher directly? Would that be possible? Yes, can I have a response? So if we're passing the sales voucher, we have to pass a purchase voucher to have sufficient stocks of IFB washing machines. So what we have to do is we have to press F9 purchase voucher. Okay, and then we have to go for a sales voucher. Yes, because we are running out of stock. There is one way where we can do, in case, let's assume we have an existing stock of IFB washing machines. For example, in the previous year, at the closing time, I know at the end of the year, we had a stock of a few pieces of washing machines. So let's take an assumption of around 10 pieces of IFB washing machines. Yes, we had a closing stock in the previous financial year of 10 IFB washing machines. Now here we are having sufficient stock, but we have to recognize the same even in Tally software. So what we have to do, what we can do here, what can be done if we have to show that there is an existing balance of IFB washing machines. If there is a purchase of a new stock, we have to go for a purchase voucher. But in case if I have to show that there is an existing balance of IFB washing machines, what could I do? What step could I take? What I have to do is I have to press Alt G and go to create master, select stock item and type the stock item as IFB washing machines. Comes under the group of washing machines and category is not applicable. Electronic devices, fuel appliances. So what should be the category here? It is home appliances. So units of measure will be numbers. So choose numbers. Okay. So under the stock group of washing machines, category home appliances, numbers, GST applicable, set or alter GST, yes. Now in the description column, what you'll give it as? You have to give us washing machines because IFB holds as a brand. So what was the HSN code we had chosen for the washing machines? Let's check. So what is the HSN code we had previously worked out for the washing machines? So here we have the search history. So it is 8450. So we can put up the same here. 8450 on value. It is And what is the current rate? It is 18% GST. Type of supply goods. Again, we need not give the rate of duty. Yes, so here is the updating the existing opening balance, right? So what we can do is we can give the quantity as 10 and assuming that it is stored in a location 1 I've given. Now the rate can be taken as 9,500 for 10 pieces. So here I'm having an existing stock of 10 IFP washing machines which were purchased in the previous financial year at 9,500, probably a basic model, per number, aggregating the value of up to 95,000. Accept yes. Now if I press escape key, yes. Now I can directly come back to the sales voucher assuming that we have already a sufficient stock. So delivery note, you just press enter, exit, sales account. Now here it is interstate sales taxable. Now here if we check, yes, can you observe here? We have IFP washing machines of 10 numbers. So they are in which location? Location 1. Now what is the quantity that is being sold of washing machines? It is 5 IFP washing machines at 25,000 per number. So if any has been allowed, no. There's only the tax rate availability. Press 2 enters and then you have to give up IGST. So Evable, I think I've shown you once how the Evable document appears. So as of now, you can just give it as no. Okay, and come to the amount column.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, the IGST amount is not appearing.
IGST amount is not appearing, Sahanya. So what you have
Yes,
to do is, so the only thing you have to check when you are creating the stock item, okay, there have you activated the GST aspect and you've given as 18%?
oh yeah, I gave it.
Okay, so afterwards, now in the GST classification, you chosen only sales taxable or interstate sales taxable?
I'll check it out. 1 second, ma'am.
Yes.
Interstate. Yes, ma'am. I got it.
You got it? Good.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
be careful with regard to the GST classification. A wrong classification can cost you the entire transaction. Okay. So once you come to the amount column, press enter. Now here you can give it as new reference, name Kelvin Electronics. So in this party's name, the bill has been generated. Due date. Now Kelvin Electronics would pay after uh, a couple of, let's say, 10 days. So we'll give 10 days as the due date or the credit days. Press enter. Enter. So type the narration as being IFB washing machines sold on credit. Okay, now here what step we took when we went for the sale of IFB washing machines. We didn't have the existing stock in tally of IFB washing machines. So we made an assumption that in the previous financial year, at the closing time, at the end of the year, we had a stock of 10 pieces of washing machines which were purchased in the previous financial year. So when it was purchased in the previous financial year, obviously for this year it will be the opening stock. Yes. So instead of passing a purchase vote marking the purchase of IFB washing machines, we have assumed that there is an existing stock of 10 pieces already, and from the existing 10 pieces of washing machines, 5 pieces are being sold to Kelvin Electronics. Yes, so this kind of an assumption is made in this particular entry. So not only when there is, of course, the assumptions or the cases I have defined over here. So it depends on the situation. In case if there's any opening stock, we have to consider, and when we are creating the stock item itself, in case we have the existing stock, the closing stock at the end of the previous year, we have to update in the opening balance. In case we are running out of stock or there is no sufficient balance of the stock, then or this year only we have made a purchase stock, then we have to directly pass a purchase voucher. Yes. So please type the narration as being IFB washing machines sold on credit. So once you do, press enter. We can just give it as no, because the e-Payable anyways I've shown you once, where if the value of the consignment is 50 and above, then e-Payable is required to be generated. So give it as no. So the next entry we have here is sold 3 Logitech printers at 20,000 per number to Oro Enterprises, Kochi at 18% GST. So company has sold 3 Logitech printers at 20,000 per number to Oro Enterprises, which is in Kochi. So here we have to change the name of the state as from Karnataka to Kerala. Yes, so let's pass the same entry. So who is the party here? It is Oro Enterprises. So create a party ledger in the name of Oro. Sundry debtors. So here you have to be careful. It has to start from Karnataka to Kerala. And in case any of your uh, friends are having a problem to log in, and join the session, they can just re-log in. I think two of them are not able to properly for the session. Yes. So here from Karnataka to Kerala, you have to change the name of the state. Same here, dispatch details, enter. Sales account. Now here space bar, we have to choose interstate sales taxable again. So what has been sold to Oro? It is Logitech printers. So select Logitech printers, location. Now here if you observe how many printers I'm having only 2 printers. But here I have given as sold 3 Logitech printers. Now if we pass an entry as 3, what can happen? It can show as negative stock. Why? Because more than 2 which has been sold. Sales entry has been passed. So now what can be done? How to crack this situation? The existing number of Logitech printers can be sold, 2 for 20 to Oro Enterprises. But there is again one more printer which is required to be sold. Yes, because there is insufficient stock. So what is we can clear off the existing stock of Logitech printers by making a sale to Oro Enterprises. So location and choose a location, two numbers. You just type the number 0.3 and just see what can come. Can you observe here? Negative stock of 1. So Tally is communicating that you're only having 2 Logitech printers. How come you're giving 3? You're running, out of stock. There is insufficient stock. So you have to retain it as 2 itself and sell it at the rate of 20,000. Enter. Yes. So now what is the tax component which has to be given? It is IGST. So 2 enters and here you have to give IGST 7,200. Okay. New reference. Name Oro Enterprises. Due date 3 days. Being Logitech, if you want to give the numbers also. 2 numbers of Logitech printers sold on credit. So being 2 numbers of Logitech printers sold on credit to Oro Enterprises. Okay. So pass the entry. So accept, yes. Okay. So we can proceed to the next entry. So we have here sold 5 Whirlpool washing machines at 25,000 per number to Robin Electronics, Hyderabad. Okay. So 5 Whirlpool washing machines are being sold at 25,000 per number to Robin Electronics. Okay. So here party name is Robin Electronics and the party is situated, the customer, the client is situated in Hyderabad, right? So now we have to pass a sales voucher evidencing sale of 5 Whirlpool washing machines, okay, to Robin Electronics. But before that, still one printer is yet to be sold to Oro Enterprises, yes? So let's assume the situation that for the printers, Logitech printers, we are running out of stock. So we had placed an order, company has placed an order for Logitech printers from one of its local suppliers, in the sense intrastate. Within the state, I would have placed an order and I would have made a purchase of 5 Logitech printers so that I have to regulate the transaction to Oro Enterprise because I have to sell still one more printer of Logitech to our enterprises. So since I'm running out of stock, so I will think of placing an order and purchasing the same first. So what I have to do is, since I have to complete the sale to Oro Enterprises, what is the step I have to choose here? I have to go and press F9. That's a purchase voucher. So press F9 and please uh, transfer from sales to purchase voucher. Give the invoice number and the date. Party name. Now party name, you can choose any of the existing parties here from whom you have commonly received. So for Logitech printers, why can't we do this? Now if I go back to the purchase, yeah. So earlier I had purchased Logitech printers from Pillai Traders. Yes, which you can see in the screen displayed. Purchased 5 Logitech printers from Pillai Traders, Chennai. So we go on the same flow that 3 Logitech printers are being purchased. So we can take the same party and we can uh, pass the entry. So you can pass the entry. I think I'll just come to this few of your login. So you can just pass the purchase entry for the purchase of Logitech printers. Yes, right. Now here we have, yes. So I told you to pass 5 Logitech printers from Pillai Traders, right? So we can place an order from Pillai Traders again. So party account is Pillai Traders. I'll choose the same party. purchase account. So again, what I will do? I will go for an interstate purchase taxable. Now Logitech printers, same location, location 3 or any other location. Now I pays again for 5 printers at 15,000 per printer, and again I have to pay IGST. Like this, if we are running out of stock, we can, assuming it in a real situation, a fresh order can be placed. So new light traders, due date probably 3 days time, being Logitech printers purchased on credit. Okay. Now we can go back to the same sales voucher where we have to sell one more printer to Oro Enterprises Kochi. Yes. So what we'll do is from purchase voucher, we will move on to sales voucher, and again we will select the party as Oro Enterprises. Sales account. Now again it is interstate sales taxable. Now again, which item we have to sell? Printers. Now you can see here there are 5 numbers, so we have sufficient stock of Logitech printers. So I purchased at the rate of 50,000 per printer. I'm selling it at 20,000 per printer. So select Logitech printers, location, one printer at 20,000. Okay. Press enter. Yes. So now you can levy the IGST. So new reference bill, name Oro Enterprises. 3 days a credit period will be given. Being Logitech printers, sold, in brackets you can give it as one number on credit. Okay. So being Logitech printers sold on credit to Oro Enterprises. Okay. So here we complete the sale of Logitech printers to Oro Enterprises, right? Now time has come to settle the bills, whether it is payables or receivables. Now I may not have a clarity that how much payment has to be made from the company and how much payment has to be received by the company. So how can we find out? How can we go about for this? We have to press Alt G. Okay. And once you press Alt G, you have the bills, receivable and payable report. That is receivables and payables report. So select bills receivable and payables report. Now first we will check on for bills payable. Please select bills payable in the reports. Yeah, so we have to pay to BC Traders, Pillai Traders, Sahana Enterprises. So we have a lot of payments. So the net amount to be paid is 17,74,700. Okay. So we can clear off a few bills. Probably we can clear off for BC Traders, Pillai Traders and Sahana Enterprises. The rest we can hold it on. Probably after, by the due date ends, we can pay off the same. Now the thing is, we cannot clear the party bills altogether. That can't be done. We have to go for a bill settlement option party wise itself. That is, first clear the bill of BC traders, then for Pillai traders, and then for Sana. Altogether, an accumulated payment cannot be done. So what we have to do, we have to press escape key here. Again, we have to go back to Alt G, select receivables and payables report, then select ledger outstandings. Select ledger outstandings, press enter. Now we will settle the bill for BC traders. Select BC traders and here Alt B. Now 1,81,200 has to be settled for BC traders. Now I need to check my bank balances before making the payment to BC traders. So what do? I press again Alt G. I select cash or bank book and I can check the cash or bank balances. Now I'm here, I'm having sufficient bank balances, probably more in State Bank of India and Canara Bank. Okay, so I can make a clear decision how to regulate my payments. So what I will do is I will select a State Bank of India bank here and narration is being pending bills settled for BC traders. Being pending bills settled for BC traders. Press enter once you type the narration and accept the bill settlement option. Yes, so now we have the BC traders payment here. So can you see at the bottom beneath BC traders we have the current balance as 0. Yeah, and before I proceed, Neha, are you able to view the screen? Is my voice audible to Neha? Yes, I need a response from Neha P. There was a difficulty in joining for the session, so just want to make sure. Please do respond. Okay. Now here, press enter. Yes. Now, how I am making payment to BC traders? Of course, by means of check means, I can give the check number here. Check date, and this is how we clear the bills. Now, if you see the BC traders, the amount is nil. Okay. Right? There are no outstanding payments, payables of BC traders. In the same way, we can also settle the other party's bill. So let's carry on. Now here, we will go for the other way. That is, we have to receive payment from one of the clients. So what we can do, we can press Alt G. And here we can go back to the receivables and payables report. Yes. So from which party I have to, now if you go to the bills receivable, I have to receive from Oro Enterprises and I have to receive from Kelvin Electronics. So I've received Kelvin for 1,47,500 and from Oro I've received 70,800, right? So we will pass the voucher for Kelvin and then for Oro. So what we'll do is here in the list of ledgers, if we press escape and come back, here we have Oro Enterprises and Vincent. So I'll choose Vincent Electronics. Yes. Now here if I press Alt B, settle bills option, I think Vincent is my payment involved. We have for Oro Enterprises, Kelvin and Oro. So let me go for Kelvin. Yes. So 1,47,500 is to be received from Kelvin Electronics. So you can choose the account to receive the payment from Kelvin Electronics. Narration: being payment received towards the sale of what? Now for Kelvin Electronics, we had made a sale of, let's check out what we had sold for Kelvin. We had sold IFB washing machines, yes? So being payment received towards the sale of IFB washing machines. Okay? Once you type the narration, you can pass the entry.
Ma'am,
Yes, pa.
ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, bill settlement is not opening, ma'am, for me.
In which voucher are you currently now?
In that Kelvin Electronics, ma'am.
Kelvin Electronics? No, I'm asking Sandra, are you in the receipt voucher or in which screen are you currently in? Because I just need to have a clarity. If you're in the receipt voucher, okay, or in case if you're in any other voucher, X voucher, what you have to do is you have to press Alt G, and over there you have the receivables and payables report. So press enter on receivables and payables report. Once you select that, at the last you have ledger outstandings. So choose ledger outstandings, okay? And then from there, in the list of ledgers, you have to choose Oro Enterprises. Or here you can choose Kelvin. Yeah, you can choose Kelvin Electronics. Press enter on Kelvin Electronics. Okay. So once you go for it, automatically the bills you get how much amount is to be received from Kelvin, and then from that screen itself, you have to press Alt B. That is bill settlement option. Now are you able to get, Sandra?
It's not opening, ma'am. Alt B. If I press it, the screen is not
No.
appearing.
Okay, now for Kelvin, had you given new reference or on account? For Kelvin Electronics. What was the type of reference? If you had given on account, it will not open. Only when you have given new reference, the bill.
On account is given.
So if on account is being given, so instead of bill
Okay,
settlement
ma'am.
option, you have to directly pass a purchase voucher. Sorry, a receipt voucher. Okay. Now, once you go for the receipt voucher, yes.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, well, so here, suppose if Kelvin is issuing a check of 1,47,500, so what is Kelvin's check number? That has to be given here. Check date and bank name. So Kelvin is issuing a check of, let's say, Kotak Mahindra Bank. Yes. So this is the way the entry has to be passed. Okay. So the pending amount from Kelvin Electronics would be 0. Now the same way we can go for Oro. Now for the ones that are given as on account as a type of bill, let me show you how it appears. But before that, let me alter the voucher by choosing on account instead of new reference. Now how we can alter the voucher? Where we can make the change? Any idea? Or if you know, let me know that. How we can make the change in the voucher. Now in the ledger, we go to the alter option. We can go to alter ledger. alter cost category and all. For altering voucher, we have to go to the daybook. So select the daybook, and here to filter the vouchers. Now I want Oro Enterprises. Okay. Now Oro Enterprises, I had for whom I passed a sales voucher. So if you can observe on the vertical button bar, we have F4 voucher type, where we can filter the vouchers. So F4 voucher type, and here you have the sales voucher. So select sales voucher. Yes, so here we have Oro Enterprises. Okay, so I'm having my complete sales voucher list here. So Aman, ICICI Bank, Kishore, Ketan Electronics, Vishwas Enterprises, Archana Traders, Kelvin, Oro Enterprises. Now I'm choosing the last entry where we had sold one Logitech printer to Oro Enterprises. So I'll press enter on that. The voucher will get opened. Now what I will do is I will alter the voucher and I will change the type of reference as on account. Okay, since most of you have chosen on account, I will give you a clarity of how to settle the bill if on account has been given. So just run through by pressing enter, okay, until I reach new reference. Yes. Here, right, so I'll go for on account. Yes, can you observe here? I've given as on account, where in case of Oro Enterprises is going for a spot payment, right, for the sale of the last number or the last piece of Logitech printers. So I have changed the narration as being sale of one number of Logitech printer made and payment received immediately. Now this, it's on account I've chosen. Now I have to settle the bill, in the sense receive payment from Oro Enterprises. Now if I go back to Alt G and Receivables and Payables report, I go to the ledger outstandings, and here if I choose Oro, can you see here? One, it is new reference, and second here we can have is on account. Now if I press Alt B, can you see? It's not coming. Why? It will not appear. This is how all of you will be getting. In case if it is a non-accountable, or it will not be appearing itself in the ledger outstanding. So that time what we have to do is we have to go and pass a receipt voucher separately. So we can use Alt G only. Go to option. At the top you have create voucher. Select create voucher and press F6 receive voucher. Now from whom you are receiving the payment? From Oro Enterprises. Yes. So select the party as Oro. Right. Now I have to receive payment of totally 70,800. So it will be against reference. Yes. Can you see here? Now here the second one which we had chosen was on account. Yes. We had two bills. First we had sold two Logitech printers where it was new reference, and second it was on account. So if you can make out the difference here, the first, when the bill had been given, it is new reference, so it was against reference now because we're clearing the bill. Second, since we have chosen on account for the sale of Logitech printers where we receive the payment, we have to choose on account only again, and then you can receive the complete payment. Now whatever payment I would receive, I would deposit in my bank account. Okay, 70,800. So in case one payment has been received through Google Pay, that is spot payment, and other one, or in case for both, if he is giving a check also, it's fine. Or there is a split also, that can also be passed. How? Suppose for an amount of, now if we go back and see, we have two amounts. So one we have 47,200 and second we have just 23,600. Now 47,200, Oro Enterprises is making a payment by means of check. Okay, and for 23,600, Oro Enterprises is making an e-fund transfer. How can we depict the same in Tally? It has to be done very carefully. Press enter. You'll get the bank. Yes, pa?
Ma'am, I'm not getting the bank allocation screen.
You're not getting the bank allocation screen.
Yes, ma'am.
What you have to do is you have to press F12 configuration from the receipt voucher if you're in the receipt voucher, and then under bank details on the right hand side, use default bank allocations. It will be yes. Please deactivate
Yes,
it
ma'am.
as okay. Show bank allocation details. No. All three things, all three features have to be no there. Then it will come.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I
Now
have the show bank allocation details also. Should it be yes or no?
bank allocation details.
Below the select check range, I have
Ah,
show bank allocation details. Should it be yes or no?
no, for the select check it's not required. Okay, you're on the F12 configuration. So
Okay.
have you come under the bank details?
Yes, ma'am. But you have only three below the bank details, but I have many, ma'am.
No, have you pressed F12 configurations from receipt voucher is my question.
Yes, ma'am.
Then only three details have to be limited. Because why this question was asked is if I proceed further, here if I press F12 configurations, I have many here. So at
Yes,
each
ma'am.
stage, so what you can do is
Mm.
Control I is also there for more details. Control I. Here you have the party details made here. Details of ledger HDFC Bank. Press the escape key, and what you can do is for bank allocation, press Alt G. Alt G and select Alter Master. Select the ledger of HDFC Bank. Okay. Are you there in the HDFC Bank ledger? It will be in the ledger alteration window.
Yes, ma'am.
So now what you have to do is now press F12 configuration. Because your configuration keeps on varying depending upon the current screen which you are in. Okay, so you have to be very careful with F12. Now come to the bank details on
Yes,
the right.
ma'am.
Here you have now here you have provide bank account details for bank ledgers. Do activate
Yes,
it
ma'am, I
as
have that.
you've done. Good. Then provide checkbook and check printing, yes, and
Yes, ma'am.
bank creation details is yes. Okay. So once you're done, press Control A and come back to the
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
table. Because configuration you have to be very careful at every stage. It will vary. So don't assume that configuration remains the same in whichever screen I go in Tally. No, that is not the case. So let's assume now for 47,200 we are receiving a check from Oro. Okay. So we will retain the check or DD under transaction time. We will not change it. Press enter. Now 70,800 will change the amount from 70,000 to 47,200. Okay. So we are receiving a check from Oro for 47,200. After that you press enter. Give the check details of Oro Enterprises. So give any 6-digit check number here. Press enter. Instrument date. Press enter again. Bank name. Here you press the space bar. Specify bank name. Probably Oro Enterprises giving a check of Axis Bank. So type Axis Bank here in the bank name. Once you type the bank name as Axis Bank, press Enter. Now the second option is there. Can you see here? It is e-fund transfer, right? Because e-fund transfers you can select, or other modes also there. Now if in case if we give e-fund transfer for the remaining amount, okay, so you can you see here we have 23,600, the balance amount being displayed automatically. Press enter. Yes, so here you have to give the check number, the bank name of, okay, of the transferor, the the person who is remitting, who's transferring the amount. I've told you long back in contra vouchers. So which bank details you have to give here? Transferor bank, remitters bank, okay? Because if you observe in the NEFT form, the check number, the check and the NEFT form is from of the transferor bank is attached, yes, right? And we give the bank details of the beneficiary bank. So here you have the check number of transferor. What you can do is, in case you have given a check number, now here I've given as 789065. Probably I'll give 789066. Just the second. So press enter. Now again the same bank. Specify bank name, it is Axis Bank. So like this, we can use different modes depending upon how the party is making payment to the company. Okay? Yes. So now being payment received from Oro Enterprises. Okay? Right. So being payment received from Oro Enterprises towards the sale of Logitech printers. So why I made you to give a breakup of the transaction type screen is in the bank allocation, because it's been a long way. You've first gone to contra, payment, receipt, journal, and now into purchase sales voucher.
Very
So
true.
please do mute yourself. If you have a question to raise, you can unmute. I should not tell a couple of times. I hope you understand this. Yes? Right. So what happens is, when you use an accounting voucher while you're passing a inventory based voucher, know how to break up the same and can interpret it in between to complete the transaction. Yes? So that's what we have done here. We have used the earlier concepts now to settle the bill of Oro Enterprises. Yes? So there's nothing new we have learned here. It is the same. So press enter once you type the narration. Yes. So now the bills are settled of Oro. So now if we go check, do we have any pending bills of Oro? Okay. So let's check. Alt G again you're going to press. We're going to go for receivables and payables report. Ledger outstandings. Please select Oro Enterprises. Now can you see no amount is pending to be received from Oro Enterprises. It is blank, right? Since Oro Enterprises makes the complete payment to my company. So like this, you can go for a bill settlement option. Okay, one by one we can go. Yes, so I think we were processing with this entry. Sold 5 Whirlpool washing machines at 25,000 per number to Robin Electronics Hyderabad at GST at 18%. So let's go back to the sales voucher. So now if all of you are on the sales voucher, we can create a ledger, party ledger in the name of Robin Electronics. Create Robin Electronics. Under sundry debtors. Now Robin Electronics is placed in Hyderabad. So we have to change the name of the state as Which one?
Telangana.
Very good. It is Telangana. Now no more Andhra. It is Telangana. So we have Telangana in the list of states in tally 2. So select Telangana there. Press enter. Okay. Here also enter. Sales ledger, sales account. Same way. Interstate sales tax. Okay. Now space bar. Now choose Whirlpool washing machines. Now we are selling how many pieces? We are selling 5 pieces at 25,000 per number. Having sufficient stock here, yes, we are having 10 pieces of Whirlpool washing machines. So press enter. Now in which location? In my company it is in location 2. Now here are 5 numbers at 25,000 per piece. Okay, so type 25,000 in the amount column. Yes. Now press 2 enters and here I register. That's it. So here again we can choose new reference. Robin Electronics. Due date, Robin would agree to pay for the Whirlpool washing machines after 7 days. Okay, so I would allow a credit period of 7 days to Robin Electronics. The narration would be being sale of Whirlpool washing machines made on credit, right? So being sale of Whirlpool washing machines made on credit. Type the narration as such. And pass the entry. Okay. Now, shall we go back for the bill settlement option for the last one for Robin Electronics? So let's press Alt G, go to option and receivables and payables report, ledger outstandings, Robin Electronics. So 1,47,500 has to be paid by Robin Electronics. Yes. So select the bank account in which you're receiving the or depositing the amount received from Robin Electronics. So being payment received from Robin Electronics towards the sale of Whirlpool. The should be payment received from Robin Electronics towards the sale of Whirlpool washing machines. Okay. This again, as you're all aware, check number, check date, first of April, bank name, probably Robin Electronics is giving a check of HDFC Bank. Let's see, now we pass it. Please pass the entry, Robin. Accept? Yes. Okay. So now there are again clearance of bill of Robin Electronics. So now, so far we have been through intrastate, interstate, inward outward supplies. Now, remember we had passed a debit note to record this purchase returns, okay, by pressing Alt F5, yes, on account of any damages, any defects or not as per the company's specifications. If there are damages which are found, the goods were returned back to the suppliers. And to record the same, to record these purchase returns, of course, we had gone for a credit note, debit note, right? Now, same way for a sales. Now, whatever I would have sold, let's say I have sold Dell computers, Logitech printers, or any of the electronic device or home appliances. If my customer finds any defects, any damages, or probably they would have placed an order for one kind of product, one model, and they would have received another one. Okay, suppose they would have placed an order, or they wanted the top load Whirlpool washing machines. Probably I would have sent them the front load or color change, whatever it can be, or some damages are there. What happens is the customers would return the same back. So to record the sales returns, I would go for a credit note. And what is a function key for a credit note? Is Alt F6. So you can easily connect it here. Yes, your F1 is tally help. F2 option is to change the current date. I'm just doing a small recap of all the function keys. F2 is to change the current date. Alt F2 to change the financial period. Then we have F4 for contra vouchers. We have F5 for, what is F5? F5 is payment voucher, yes. F6 is receipt voucher. F7 is again a journal. F8 is a sale voucher. F9 is a purchase. Now, F Alt F5 is note, Alt F6 is a credit note. So all of them are more or less interrelated. So we need to have a clarity of all the function keys operative. Now here we have intrastate outward supply. Within the state, a sale has been made to one of the customers. So here I've given company has sold 5 Dell computers at 20,000 to Tara traders. 5 pieces of Dell have been sold to Tara traders at 18% GST. After a period of 10 days, probably company that's Tara Traders has found some damages, some defects in these Dell computers. So out of okay, so please correct it as 2 here. Yes. So what happens here? Out of 5 Dell computers sold, 2 Dell computers are being returned. Okay. So this, how can we record the same in the tally screen? So first of all, before passing the credit note, a sales voucher has to be passed to record the sale of Dell computers to Tara traders. Yes, so let's do that first. Yes. Now, party account is Tara traders. So Tara traders as a view it is an intrastate within the state. So we can retain as Karnataka itself. Sales account. Now here, what is the classification to be chosen? It is sales taxable or sales to consumer taxable. Anyone can be chosen. Sales bar. Now what has been sold to Tara? Dell. Right. So I will select Dell computers. Location. 5 at 20,000 per number. We have to give here as CGST and SGST, not IGST, because this intra-state within the state outward supply. So we get CGST and SGST of 9,000 each, aggregating 18,000 of GST on 5 pieces of Dell computers. Give it as new reference. Tara Traders as the name. The due date 6 days. Being Dell computers sold on credit to Tara Traders. Type the narration as being Dell computers sold to Tara Traders. Once you type the narration, you can pass the entry. Now, out of 5 pieces, 2 pieces have been returned on account of damage. So what we have to do? We have to go for a credit note. So press Alt F6. Now when you press Alt F6, I hope all of you are getting the name of the item again. The same mode. Make sure. Now, from whom I'm receiving the damaged stocks? Damaged pieces of Dell computers from Tara Traders. So party account, you can choose Tara Traders. Sales account as the ledger account. Now here, select sales taxable. And what has been returned back to the company, it is Dell. Now before selecting Dell, if you can observe here, there was actually 103 totally. Now minus 5, it is 98 pieces of Dell, right? So we'll keep this record of 98 pieces. So we either can take the same location or any other location. So how many pieces are being returned back to? Rate will not change, so we can retain the same rate. So now GST were completely levied at 18% for 5 pieces, and on damaged pieces GST would not be applicable, taxable. Henceforth, we have to deduct the GST component. So CGST and SGST. So it's against reference. I have told you always, whenever we go for a debit note or a credit note, because it is returned against the purchase in case of debit note and sale in case of credit note. So it is always against reference. Being damaged pieces of Dell computers. Your narration has to be done carefully. Being damaged pieces of Dell computers received back. That time it was returned back. Now it is received back. Okay. So being damaged pieces of Dell computers received back from Tara traders. Please do pass the correct note entry in case you haven't done it. Okay, pass the entry. Yes. Now we can go back and check the stock content now. Yes, we had 98 numbers once we had made a sale of Dell computers to Tara traders. Again, we received back 2. So how much gross it should be? There have to be at least 100. So press Alt G, go to option and select stock summary here. If we select stock summary here, now can you see Dell computers? Now from here, if you press Alt F1, it will give you a complete breakup. So now, as of now, including the damaged pieces, we are having totally 100 pieces of Dell computers. So you can easily commence. Now, if you want much more detail, what you can do is you can just press enter, keep on pressing enter until you reach the stock item voucher screen, right? So here you can easily make out from which all the parties, from which all the parties the Dell computers have been purchased and the parties to whom the Dell computers have been sold and a return. There's a complete stock analysis here. Yes. So what is the closing quantity at the bottom? You can observe there are 100 numbers. So 108 total in what? Purchase. Out of that sold were 10. In that 2 were returned back. So totally 108 minus 8, it is 100 numbers of Dell computers. Okay. So again here also if you press Alt F1, again you get a complete breakup of this, which you can observe here. Right? So press escape key and come back. Now we have made a sale of totally how many pieces now? 5 minus 2 becomes 3 pieces of Dell computers for which payment has to be received from Tara traders. Yes, payment is still pending from Tara traders for the remaining 3 pieces of Dell. So let's close up the bill. Settle Tara where we are receiving payment from Tara traders for the remaining 3 pieces of Dell computers. So let's go to the Alt G option from whichever we are in. And over there you have a receivables and payables report, ledger outstanding, and we'll select Tara Traders. Okay, how much is pending now? We can easily visualize. Now here Alt B, the total pending is how much? 70,800. So select the account where you would have the deposit of the amount, and narration how you'll pass is being payment received being payment received for the remaining pieces of Dell computers sold. Being payment received for the remaining pieces of Dell computers sold. If you want in brackets, you can give it as take you to the receipt voucher. So in case if Tara Traders is issuing a check, you can redeem the check, give the check number of Tara Traders, give the check date, and give the bank name. Okay. Space bar, specify bank name. I'll choose Axis Bank as Tara Traders Bank. Bank check. Okay. So narration will be retained as being payment received for the remaining pieces of debt. So please complete the receipt voucher and pass the entry. So once we pass the entry, there is no amount outstanding with respect to Tara Traders. Okay, it becomes so like this. Until now, we have reached till credit note, right? So this marks the end of intrastate, interstate, outward supplies under GST along with the credit note. So we have been through various variants. So we'll proceed with a new set of vouchers in the next class. So until here, there is one set we have learned, right? Purchase, sales, then we have purchase returns as debit note, sales returns as credit note. Hope it's clear until here. If you have any doubt, you can raise your doubt, or I will assume that it's all clear until this stage, until now. No confusions are there.
Ma'am,
Yes, Pa.
ma'am, if we give on account,
Hmm.
should we go for receipt account and again we should give entry, ma'am?
No, no. If you go for on account, you need not go the bills. You need not go to the bill settlement option. Instead, you can directly press F6 receive voucher and you can receive the payment from the party. Because if you go to the bill settlement by pressing Alt B, it will not allow you to close the entry in that way. So you have to directly select a receipt voucher and pass the entry. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Okay. So we will end the session for the day. As usual, please keep your practice consistent. Please make sure you repeat these vouchers, whatever you have done in another company which you would have created. Okay? Until we meet up in the next session. Have a nice day. Yes, Pa?
Ma'am, will you share these slides, please, for us
Yeah,
to
that will
refer?
be done to you shortly. That will be done to you. I would
Okay,
need this being done. Okay? Okay. So we'll end the session for the day. Thank you.